It's very rare today to find a social media influencer, some online personality that everybody has the same opinion about. Even when it came to the Paul brothers, when they were at their absolute worst, in the days of Vine and the early days of YouTube for them, you had defenders, you had detractors in similar amounts. PewDiePie, even as generally banal as his early content was when he was just being scared by Amnesia and Outlast, there were people thinking that maybe he was putting on a bit of a show, but couldn't doubt the man's success and the way that he's comported himself recently to just be, like a good wholesome family man. I don't know, maybe there's just some people that are still upset about the bridge, that are holding a grudge, but for as long as I can remember, there have been people on both sides of the divide for any online personality, except for this one. Johnny Somali's universal derision just for his absolutely shameless behavior. There's a thing, right? Like there used to be an old saying in marketing where any publicity is good publicity. Now this dork right here, he has managed to carve out yet another niche for himself. On top of universal derision, has also made his name synonymous with universal shameful dispraise, and how to continue to dig your hole and leave a track record so nobody will ever be willing to give you a second chance. I don't know how old this guy is, okay? Even though I've been talking about him for a while at this point, we've just been following his eastern travels and his downward spirals. But outside of being an international pustule, you don't know very much about him. But what you do know about him, you can very much agree this is definitely the dregs of society, because last time we talked about this scumbag, we were discussing, how he has managed to rack up additional crimes and is now facing, I do believe at last count, it was 17 years behind bars after he lied his way out of Japan, made that public announcement that he did in fact lie about things to get him a more lenient sentence, found his way over to South Korea and has been running amok for a little better than 2 months. But now, he's getting to the end of his rope, okay? Because he's out here, okay, as Asian Don has pointed out. Somali playing a Batoy. Or Badatai. Badatai? Sure. The Imperial Japanese Army March. There you go. Nice and simple that way. While displaying a Roman salute and then inciting a war by telling Korea to go fight Japan. I'm not entirely sure when this video was posted, but it's still going to be used as evidence, I would have to imagine, whenever he is brought in front of a court in South Korea. Because there was a point in time, right? Like, it could have just been, shrugged off as a bit of a nuisance. But that was, I would argue, before he started to be an asshole in Japan, before he even got to South Korea, because the first thing that he did was start annoying the locals and also disrespecting history, and they don't really play that game that much. So for him to continue to compound that stuff and then just continue to do crazier stuff, because that wasn't the only a national anthem that he decided to play in public. He took things a step further by, trying to disguise himself, do whiteface or something like that. I legitimately don't know what's going on here, but this post from Johnny Somali could earn him an additional charge of up to 7 years in a South Korean prison, particularly as the eyes of the Seoul prosecutors are now watching his every move. And that right there is a summation by the powerful lawyer Andrew Esquire of Legal Mindset. Great dude with a very accurate summation that Dick Serto simply elaborates on. Johnny Somali faces more jail time for playing North Korean propaganda in South Korea. Yeah, you could have noticed that. I don't want to play any of that stuff, mostly because, you get the point, and hearing this asshole do literally anything is some form of psychic damage that I don't want to inflict on anybody. But you can see there, right up there at the top, March Military Band National Anthem of North Korea. Yeah, there it is right there. Just a real smart individual. Somali could be facing even more charges in South Korea after the controversial streamer reportedly played North Korean propaganda in public. The drama involving Somali, real name Ramzi Khalid Ismail, has been nonstop since the streamer entered South Korea, and he's now facing some serious jail time for his actions. For weeks now, Somali has been hit with numerous legal issues due to his stream. So far, the content creator has only been charged with obstruction of business for a chaotic convenience store stream, and that hasn't stopped him from continuing to stir up trouble, and with more charges looming. As explained by law-based YouTuber Legal Mindset, Somali, yes, could be hit with more charges for blasting North Korean propaganda, and Andrew's out there in South Korea, so he knows a thing or two about a thing or two. Referencing an Instagram story by Somali featuring North Korean anthem, Legal Mindset says this post could result in some serious jail time. South Korea's National Security Act, especially in light of the repeated use of the DPRK propaganda in public spaces, both online and in person. I guess that's illegal in proper Korea. That does, make sense given the fact that, they're in the middle of the longest ceasefire in human history. This post by Somali could earn him, yes, additional charges up to 7 years, but okay. Legal Mindset further explained on his YouTube stream that it's a crime in Korea to promote, propagate, or otherwise disseminate North Korean propaganda, which, yeah, I guess, and especially with his track record extrapolating simply playing the anthem sans additional context, one could say, oh, okay, you messed up. It was just something that was playing and that it just auto-played or something like that. That's fine, but he's already used that excuse, we're talking Somali here, over in Japan, and then lied about, oh, I had no idea that any of those alerts were going out to public. I didn't know if they could be stopped or anything like that, even though they were donation incentives for his audience for him to be a general nuisance. If he was doing this as a joke once, they're probably not going to do anything about it. The problem is, he has repeatedly done this, not just once, but multiple times. He played North Korean propaganda on the metro, on the bus, various places. He's gone all around making North Korean statements. Yeah, exactly. And Andrew's got, another video of him right here doing exactly the same thing. And, also, up in the ante by making terroristic claims. What a smart individual. Somali, yes, violating both the Railway Act and anti-terrorism laws in this deleted video that has now been exposed. Exactly. All of the links are going to be in the description if you want to watch them yourself. But yeah, as it's pointed out, this is like just an intensely scummy individual that I don't, and it's interesting, right? Because you can go through a lot of those posts and people are just, it's unanimous, the amount of people that just don't want him to get a second chance. Don't believe that he deserves a second chance, because you take a look at all of the crimes that this guy has committed and it's like, why? Okay, he is not a good faith actor. He has exposed himself as a liar before, so why should he be afforded a path to redemption? I'm even leaving out the Israel stuff because that just immediately, I seen that down there in the bottom just as a link right there. But yeah, that was another thing where he went down there and was also promoting propaganda. And it's like, I understand free speech, but there are different laws in different countries. You have to play by their rules. And there's a reason that he also preys on Asian countries like this because, well, yeah, it kind of makes a lot of sense, but let's read the rest of this. Although Legal Mindset doesn't believe he'll be charged, with being a North Korean agent, the National Security Act makes it illegal to distribute propaganda and try to start a conflict. Yeah, okay, even as funny as that would be, like, okay, I even think that, the North Koreans have standard and they would look at, this dork right here and go, no, he's not one of ours. Somali first got the attention of the country's parliament after he kissed a statue of peace, a monument, to memorialize the victims of, a Japanese force during the Second World War. So yeah, for him to come over and play both the North Korean and the Japanese imperial anthems is like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? Streamer was subsequently banned from leaving the country as authorities investigated him for alleged drug use, a crime that comes with a maximal penalty, of 10 years in jail. And he has also, I don't know, man, like, there's something severely touched about this guy, okay? Because he was also flaunting that he got a fake passport from somewhere. Like, he's so stupid, man. But yes, we also talked about, the deep fake AI that could get him another 7 years. However, despite all these potential charges, Somalia is confident, that he'll be able to leave Korea without doing any time in the slammer and return to the United States. The only thing more dangerous than a stupid person is an arrogant, stupid person, because they believe that they can act with impunity. But at this point in time, bro, okay, and yeah, his track record in Japan, with him leaving with just a fine due to his multitude of similar antics in Japan, accosting people in public transport, out there on the street, and then also, getting knocked out, I think twice, at least once for sure, but in the absence of actual justice, street justice will have to suffice, and it's on site, I know, from a bunch of different people in South Korea. So perhaps if the law isn't going to take matters in their own hands, Johnny, at the end of the day, is going to wish that they stepped in. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.